God made me strong, He made me brave. When I was lost and out of place, He shined a light down on my face. And I was saved, and I was saved. I found redemption in the skies. He wiped the tears out of my eyes. He showed my broken soul the way. And I was saved, and I was saved. I fear no more. I fear no more. I fear no more. I got God on my side, I got God on mine. I fear no more. I fear no more. I fear no more. Now shut it down, watch me ball in the holy light.
Trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. I'm a trailblazer. I'm a trailblazer. Seeking the nations. I'm paving the way. I'm praising His name. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. Seeking the nations. I'm paving the way. I'm praising His name. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer.
Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer.
Trailblazing from El Paso to London. I'm paving ways, yeah, seeking nations untouched, huh? Headed to eternity, yeah, I was made to break chains. Take that strongholds in the name of Yahweh. Speak, I conquered the grave, died on the cross for our sake. Now we live blamelessly, not by the sight, but in faith. That is returns on the way. Trailblazing through the flesh in this new way. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer. I'm fastened up. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. Yeah, I was born to be a trailblazer. to me front desk, cause I ain't to say no more. Now I do it for your people. Now you send me out so they can see you. Bring the lost to the kingdom. Sharing life to find the freedom. Yeah, from glory to glory, I'm so in the sea, anointed by oil, God blesses, they flowing, it's spreading to every tongue. Spreading the message, everyone gon' know key to one. EP conference 2024, yeah, we trailblazing. Tilling the ground in preparation to touch up on every nation. We a light to lost, bringing life in the crowd, saved by grace, yeah, no longer bound by the cause. Yeah, used to be bound by the cause. Was a flagger with a loss, but you can't return my ways, Lord. To me front desk, cause I ain't to say no more. Now I do it for your people. Now you see me eyes so they can see you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I do it for your people. Now you see me eyes so they can see you. You should be bound by the cause. Was a flagger with a loss, but you can't return my ways, Lord. To me front desk, cause I ain't to say no more. Yeah, now I do it for your people. Now you send me out so they can see you. Bring the lost into the kingdom. Share life to find the freedom. Heavenly gifted, Holy Spirit flowing through my veins. Called to be a witness, pushing through the streets, singing His name. You gon' answer the call. You gon' answer the call. Oh, you gon' answer the call. Oh, 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 oh. Go and make disciples to all the nations. Baptized in the name of the Son, new creation. Yeah, you gon' answer the call. Are you gon' answer the call? Are you gon' answer the call? Oh, 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 oh.
A man shot while preaching on a street corner in Glendale, and tonight police are looking for leads in this case as that man fights for his life.
The shooting happened on the northwest corner of 51st Avenue in Peoria last night outside the Victory Chapel First Phoenix. That's the church that the victim attends. Glendale police need help finding the person who shot a man while he was preaching outside of a church. The victim, a young father who served in the military.
A lot of prayers are pouring in for Hans Schmidt tonight. The beloved husband, father, and religious leader was shot while spreading the word of God Wednesday night, and friends and family can't understand why.
Who knows why someone would take it out on a preacher like that, because he's speaking the gospel and good news to everybody.
This is 26-year-old Hans Schmidt, and police are working tirelessly to find the person responsible for shooting him. Christine, his family is really hoping for a miracle tonight.
Absolutely, Katie. I've been in contact with his wife all day. She's been by his side at the hospital with their newborn baby. Hans was preaching the gospel when he was shot in the head Wednesday before church service. Tonight, police releasing brand new information in his case.
I'm not going to share where the victim was shot at this time. However, I can say there is one gunshot wound and the victim is in critical condition.
My name is Hans Schmidt. I'm originally from Hawaii. I now go to the First Phoenix Church, and I've been saved for 8 years, I guess.
My name is Zulia. I was born and raised in church, pretty much. I'd say around when I was 21, I rededicated my life to Jesus, and now I'm part of Pastor Philippe's church in First Phoenix.
So I was probably about 16 years old when I first started street preaching. It's what we did as a fellowship, as a church, and so I started getting involved with that every service, Wednesday night and Sunday night, for like a whole year. I was like, I need to get serious, and so that was one of the things. I was like, I was going to street preach every night, and it helped me to keep my focus on what's important focus on God, and yeah. So that night, like we always do, we get to the church 30 minutes early. I grab the gear, head to the corner, start street preaching, and I started was having a good time, I guess. And then all of a sudden, I remember like I fell down to my knee. I was like, oh, this is not right. And I think there was like blood already dripping from my head. But I started packing up the stuff and put it in the car. I drove my wife to church, took the stuff out, put it away. After that, I don't really remember. I know she was like asking me like, hey, what happened? In my head, I was responding like, oh, I'm good. Apparently I wasn't responding. I was just silent.
Yeah, he was street preaching, and I remember him like ending street preaching a bit early that day, and he gets in the car, and I just see like once he gets in the car, I see just blood dripping all over him, and I'm like what happened, like, and I'm trying to get the words out of him, and he's just like he just can't speak, so he's just like and I was like, okay, and he's just quiet, and I'm like, yeah, I could tell he was kind of like moving his mouth somewhat, but not really. Words weren't coming out, and I was like, is he not telling me? Is he like in shock? And we drive to the church, and yeah, like he even backed into the parking spot and stuff, got the gear down, and he was about to unload our baby, like our girl, and I was like, no, like we can't like get down, like you're all bloody, you're like messy, like we have to go home and get you cleaned up. And luckily my brother showed up at that moment, was like, no, we got to get you to the hospital. And yeah, and then once they were on the way to the hospital, like my brother said, he was even like beating to the music, like to the rhythm and stuff, and then he started throwing up. And then I guess once we got to the hospital and we were like trying to get him out of the car, that's when they like talked to him, and he was just non-responsive at that moment. So I had no idea he had been shot. I thought that someone threw a bottle at him or something, or like maybe hit him. Like I just had no idea. But yeah, like, and the thing was like, I didn't hear any sound. So I had no idea what had happened. Like the first thing that I noticed, because I was even in the car with like talking on the phone with my mom. That's what I would do while he was street preaching. So, and I remember looking like at the time, and I was like, that's weird. He's ending street preaching early. But I didn't think anything of it. I just thought maybe he just wasn't feeling well or something.
You'll yell silly stuff. Sometimes you get middle fingers or something, but nobody ever like stopped and said anything, or I don't know. It was never like, that's the guy. You know, that kind of thing. It's just people yell crazy stuff.
So it was weird because he was like somewhat like in a coma, you know, like
medically induced.
Yeah, like he was medically induced for a while, and the first night, I mean, there was no hope. Like everyone I talked to, you know, you're kind of like waiting for them to like, oh, you know, the last thing they're giving me the bad news first, and they're gonna be like, oh, but there's this, you know, or like we're gonna try this. No, there was nothing, and I was like, what? Like I remember the first time as soon as we walked in, they put like me and my babies and my family in like a waiting room. It was like a little personal waiting room. It's like the room of bad news. And I remember they're like, hold on. And this guy shows up, and he's like, hey, like we've been looking at the scans. Like it's devastating what we're seeing. So I'm like, okay, you know, no one's going to touch it. I was like, okay. And then later the detective like showed up, and he talked to me, and he was like, we'll know more after the autopsy. Like it's devastating. You know, like, yeah. So no one gave me no hope that night. There was no good news. I'm just like, I was just trying to wrap my mind around everything that was going on, and just felt sick. And like, I remember they would kind of like do tests on him, and they'd see like, yeah, he's non-responsive. Those are just like reflexes. And like he's in there. That's what I would say. Like he's in there. And I remember like telling him like that day on Thanksgiving. It was the night before Thanksgiving. I was like saying goodbye before I went home. I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I was like, I'm so grateful for you. Like, I love you. And like, I'm so grateful for you. And I remember like I started tearing up, and he squeezed my hand, And I was like, how are you comforting me? Even though like he was like induced. I was like, how are you comforting me right now and stuff? And I remember that day the nurses had said like, he's non-responsive. Like we've been doing tests on him today and he's non-responsive. It's just reflexes. And I was like, no. And I like remember saying like, you move, like, so they would hear it and they would know like, no, he's still in there. They were just kind of like preparing me for the worst. Like he's not there. That's what they would say. And then eventually it was like, first it was like, he's not there. Like, you know, like he's not going to be there. Get ready for him to pass away. That first night, like he was then even going to make it through the night. He was going to pass away. Then later it was like, there's going to be no quality of life. Like just keeping him is going to be like detrimental. But it's like little by little eventually he was making progress. Like he was fighting. So then eventually they just stopped saying much about like, hey, get ready for, you know, like to unplug him, like, or anything like that, because he was still there. Then he got transferred to other hospitals where they would like help him. My daughter, like she was pretty close to him. So that first night, like it was just weird. Like we were all surviving, but days later you can tell she knew something was off. And we had so many people just flying in to like see him and stuff, but there was some really rough nights where she just couldn't sleep and she would cry for him. There's a picture of him that she would just carry around, be like, dad, and it just sucked. And then I know there was times when she'd be sleeping and she would just, she'd be crying in her sleep and I couldn't wake her up. And I knew like she missed her. It just sucked. I think there were moments, you know, when I did like question God, like, why is this happening, you know? Like, I did have a piece of like, if he were to have died, like, I mean, what better than doing the will of God of, you know, telling people about Jesus? Like, at least I had that piece that he'd most likely, you know, be in heaven. But it was just like, the days after, like they were hard, and it's like, why are we going through this? And I would always remember like Job, you know, when he's like, and like Job 2, where he would say like, we'll take the good from God, but why not like the bad? When he tells his wife that, when, you know, she tells him, you know, why not curse your God and stuff. So I remember just like thinking about that several times throughout all of this, and I'm like, shoot, sucks, you know, like, but it's true, like, you know, we'll gladly take all the blessings, but then when, you know, things get rough. And so it was definitely hard, and I definitely prayed like, God, I'm sorry, because it's like that stuff will happen to anyone, and it's like we can't control that, but it's like how we respond. And I'm like, God, like help me to be a good Christian in all of this. It was definitely hard, and it sucked. And I remember there was one point, even like after he came home, like he wasn't, I mean, every day he's gotten better, but there was like when he first came home, it was a lot. Like it was a lot on me. Like, what do I do now? It's a lot of responsibility. And I remember asking, like, everyone would tell him like he's a celebrity, you know, like everyone's trying to take pictures of him. And I'm like asking God, like, God, I know you have a plan for him. Like, I know like he's gonna come out of this. But I remember like, I was ironing. I think it was like before church one night, it was late. I'm like, I know you have a plan for him, but was this your plan for me? Like, why? Like, why am I going through this? Like, this is rough. And yeah, so it's been a lot of like coming to like God moments, and it's like, it's only like God that, like, I'm grateful. Like I've told him like, thank you, but I've also been like, God, like, help me. Like, this is rough and this sucks and I don't like it and I hate it.
I knew I was getting better, so it's like, all right, it's time to go. I thought I would be farther along in my therapy and stuff, so I could drive. Right now I'm passenger princess, so she drives me everywhere. Now when I street preach, I'm a little bit more like, watch where I'm going. I move around more. Bullets can't hit me if I stand still too long, kind of thing. So I'll move around a little bit more. But yeah, I still out there street preaching, still out there evangelizing, and so. Yeah, it was one of those things you go back and you're like, oh man, this is where I got shot. And so you're like, you just move around a lot. You just like, if I keep moving, they can't hit me. But yeah, I don't know.
It was last night. Last night was his first time going. the crazy thing is, like, I was, like, maybe, like, a bit nervous, like, before he, like, stepped out of the car, but then once, like, he was out, I was like, it's okay. Like, oh no, I just had a peace. Before, like, when it first happened, I was like, if he makes it out of this, I don't know how it would feel, like, him going back on the street. Like, I feel like there was, like, yes, I was like, my heart, you know, like, when he was out there, but I was like, there was a peace. That's all I can say. Like, it's okay. Like, everything's all right, but I don't think you'd get shot twice.
If we don't do what we do, people are going to go to hell. And if you care about people, you have love for people, you don't want to see anybody in hell. And so we go out there, we street preach, we go out there, we witness to people, because ultimately we don't want anybody to go to hell.
One thing we held on to before this happened, before he got shot, like a couple months before, Evangelist Robinson, I think, gave him a word. He's like, he told him, like, you're gonna, it was a lot, and we lost the recording for it, but one of the things was like, he's like, sometimes you think you're running around, and you don't think anyone, like, it goes unnoticed. It's like God sees it. And he told him, it's almost like he received 2 words in that same night. And another thing was like, oh, you feel like you've disappointed God. And it's like, suck it up. Move on. Like, you're doing stuff, and God sees it. And then another thing was, he's like, do you have like a
Heart for the nations.
Heart for the nations or something, because you're going to touch the nations, was what you got. And another thing was like, do you have a heart for the mission field or the missionary field? And it was funny because he right away looked back at our pastor. Like, because last conference, he wanted to get sent out so badly. But like, what was it, the July conference? Yeah. I remember that, like, during conference, he kept saying, like, I want to go. And every day he was like texting our pastor whenever he had an opportunity. He's like, Pastor, send me. He's like, wherever, it doesn't matter. I think they mentioned like Cambodia. He's like, just send us. Like, he's so desperate, he wanted to get sent out. And I remember, like, for myself, like, I was like, God, I'm not ready. But if you, like, I just didn't feel ready. But I was like, if this is like your plan, then, like, you know, like, let me be ready. And I just had a peace. Like, I just, you know, if it's the will of God, wherever, you know, it's scary, but I was like, you know, I'm sure we'll be fine as long as we're safe. And I remember one thing, I was like, God, I don't feel like I'm ready, but like, we don't get sent out. Like, I want to go home and get prepared, like, get ready. And I was like, I don't want to, you know, like, let conference pass by and us, you know, just go back to like the comfort zone. I was like, I want to really, like, you know, like, press in, like, read my Bible, you know, and like pray, you know, like, let my prayer life go. So I was like, I want to get prepared for whatever. And then sometimes even like, I'm like, shoot, like everything that happened, and I'm like, is this preparation? Because it's been a lot. Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, you know, everything that's happened, and it's like, and then for him to receive that word. So it's like, I remember we held on to that word he had received when he was at the hospital, and I'm like, God, you still have a plan for it. Like, and I remember like praying, like, God, like, if you made dry bones rise up, like, why not him? And I was just like, I remember praying life over him, because I was like, God, I'm not ready for this. I was like, dude, we got 2 kids. You're not leaving me by myself. Like, I need your help and stuff. So yeah, I remember like just praying, like, God, like, please, you can marry. Just yesterday, like, I was just thanking God, like, thank you for, like, how far we've come. And just 4 months, it's crazy to see how quickly he has, like, recovered, and he's still recovering, but it's just amazing to be, like, part of a miracle, like, just crazy. It's been quite the ride.
I think there is an urgency. I don't know if people are going to get martyred or people are going to start getting shot in the head or anything like that, but that was what I thought. I thought I got martyred. I wish I got martyred, but I think there is an urgency, because you don't know when God's going to come back. Just come back and take his people, and then that's it. Like, everybody that's left over, you could try to be part of the 23,000, whatever that's going to get called, but it's like, come on. If you can't stay safe now, what do you think is going to happen then? And it's like, yeah, I think there's an urgency to get people saved. What would I want to be remembered for? Just being dedicated? for the cause, like to get people saved. Yeah, I mean, just going all in, and that was my thing. Like, I was like, if I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna go back all in. I'm gonna be serious, and that's when I started street preaching. And it's like, you can't go half-hearted. You have to be all in, and I think that's what I want to be remembered for, is like someone who went all in to the death kind of thing.